Three, two, one, boom, and we are back with another episode of Socratic Gamers. This episode brought to you by Zenreal Clothing Co. Pick up your tees and or accessories at zenrealclothingco.com, and don't forget to use offer code SGPodcast for 20% off select items. Okay, that being said, we are in a quarantine time and a potential recession time, so feel free not to pick up anything. It's up to you. But we got a lot to cover in this episode. Vish just got back from India. Let's start there. Let's start there. So, how was your trip?
Well, it's good. It's good weather.
That's cool.
Good.
Did you end up finding a statue?
I did find a statue.
Yes! Yes!
Well, at
Yes!
least it's what is the third time, so I just like okay, I'll get this one.
Alright. Is it Shiva?
Yeah.
Nice! Okay, cool. Oh, I'm stoked. Alright, that's cool.
when well, I had to buy it like at like some temple place, so it's like the way they were trying to sell it is like, oh, if you pray to this, you'll get a lot of good stuff. I was like, yeah, we're not using it like that, but that's fine.
That's good. Oh, I'm stoked. You finally got it the third time. Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it like, I guess we'll see it when it comes.
It's like, yeah, it's like a metal thingy or bronze or whatever it is.
Nice, cool, very cool.
Yeah.
Actually, to preface this, because it's a COVID remote podcast, since you just got back from India, like Tuesday? When did you get back?
Monday night or like midnight when I got out of the airport, but I landed around like Monday 9 p.m.
Oh, dang. Okay, true. So because of that, you're quarantined to your parents' home, and
Yeah.
that's why we're not. That's why if you're like checking this out, you don't see any like gaming. That's potentially why, unless Vish like supplies some sort of stream and then I overlay it on top. But yeah, it's not your usual podcast because of the unusual circumstances. So, in terms of your trip to India, like anything cool this time, different? Oh, do you hear about the COVID stuff while you're there?
Yeah, I mean it's happening there too. I mean I have access to the internet, so I know what's going on.
Oh, really? It was. I didn't know it was like there as well.
It's there, but not as the numbers aren't as high as that we have here.
Really? So like what's the numbers looking like?
I maybe now it's closer to just about 200
Oh wow, and they have like how many people? Like millions and millions of people, right?
billion people. Yeah, most of it is all again from people coming in. So like people that came in from Italy or like
Oh
from
right,
Europe.
right. Are they able to like lock it
Have
down or?
the thing with India is like there's a lot of people like India, like a lot of people work in IT, so they go to different countries.
Oh, true,
So
and they have to come and bring it back. Like
yeah,
they have the
exactly,
potential for that. Oh, that
exactly. So
sucks.
a lot of it's coming in from travel. So they're trying to. I think right now, actually, like when I left, it was like the right time to leave because basically they're not allowing any international flights to come in
Oh,
as of
okay.
now,
But they
and
can leave right now.
that's the thing. Like if international flights are not coming in, I don't know how the planes will be able to fly out because you're using the same plane, right?
Oh, true.
I don't know what the situation, how it's going on right now, but like I know that you can't get in if you're not Indian of like nationality
That's so interesting because
or
like
citizen. I mean, yeah.
when
Hmm.
when you were coming back, that was the day that like Trudeau said like um, no, like they're gonna like ban international travel now and like to come home as soon as you can. And like with your situation, I was like, oh, you're like literally just getting on the plane, so I don't know if this is gonna affect you. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Yeah. No,
yeah,
I mean, basically, I came back at the right time. It was like the exact time of when they were going to like. I think it was like the next day or the day after they were going to start uh like blocking other international flights and things like that. I think.
totally. I don't believe in like um, like supernatural stuff like that, but like there's definitely something going on that's like looking out for like I guess you and I because like I didn't get laid off, you didn't get laid off, like you came back just as the thing came, you know what I mean? Like
No, it's nothing supernatural. I just think it's just luck.
yeah, it's
Sometimes. these things happen just out of luck.
Yeah, it's like perfect, like perfect timing in that.
Yeah, I mean, it is also just the beginning, so we'll see where this even goes in the next couple of weeks. Since of all this quarantining, even though like I'm doing the quarantine because I'm here or back from travel, but like they're already setting up things like that. Like there's no school right now here, right? So there's like the whole point is to stop it in 2 weeks. Let's see what happens.
Right, right. But like speculation is that I don't think you can stop it in 2 weeks, you know?
Uh, well, they need to. That's what they're. Well, the idea is to see what they can do in this 2 weeks, or if they need to extend it. I know in Italy they've extended it. Like they had stop schools, and they had to they had to extend stopping schools
Oh,
for
really?
another.
Eh?
Yeah.
So like
Well, Italy's really worse. Like one of the worst case scenarios. So.
yeah, true, true. And I just watched Contagion like 2 days ago and I was like, wow, that is so
I
freaky.
I did that too 2 days ago.
Oh, that's so funny. And it's like what when they said social distancing in the movie, I was like, "Oh my God, we're living in this movie right now."
No, almost everything in that movie is exactly the scenario that's happening right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
totally. It's so freaky. But
I mean,
like
in the sense of like the government infrastructure, what's coming in next, especially the American government. So it's like bringing in FEMA, bringing in all these other things to solve the thing, and then again talking about vaccines and how long that takes.
yeah,
So,
totally. But like in that movie, they didn't show how long the vaccine would take. But I was seeing like Wired because like people's like, "Oh, we just need to make like a vaccine," but like to get
but
to
they did say
human
that.
testing.
I think they did say that in the movie. At least it takes months to get there, and I think that the timing in that movie was supposed to be some time,
No,
like
but
a
totally. But like in that movie, it's like it didn't give you a definitive timeline. But people are thinking that like, yeah, we can get a vaccine in like a few months. But it's like, no, you have to go through clinical trials and like animal testing, human trials. Then you have to like do small batches to see like what the ramifications
yeah,
are. You
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. It's months away. Yeah, it's
No,
months away.
like years. They're saying like the Wired thing that I saw,
Months,
and then
like months to like what I mean by that is like 8 months to a year. Depends if they can get that right strand.
right, yeah,
'Cause-
totally, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But that was funny. Do you see that meme where it's like 6 hours into being told that the NHL might be like
hmm
stopped, the UFT cracked the isolation code, like how to figure out how to like isolate the virus.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was like some meme. It was pretty funny. But yeah,
Yeah.
so
Wait. Oh, because there was no hockey.
yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
there's no hockey, so we're
Oh,
like okay, we gotta do our best now, you know.
yeah.
And
Uh,
I admit that like because like Rob Ford was saying like Doug Ford, Rob Ford.
uh, Doug, I think.
Doug? Okay. So Doug Ford, he's like, oh, Ontario has the best mines or like whatever. And I was like, actually, if you think about it, because like UFT is in Ontario. So technically,
hmm
yeah, we have like leading edge, you know, sciences here.
I mean, I think all the best minds are working at it right now.
True. Yeah, that's
It's
true.
not only in Ontario; it's affecting the whole world. So the whole world's technically involved in trying to find.
Which is so like unprecedented, you know, like we've never actually been in
Not in our
this.
yeah. The thing is, yeah, in this modern era, right? I mean, they had something like this 100 years ago.
Right, right. Everyone keeps referencing that. They're like
Yeah, because
the Spanish flu, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But like with the Spanish flu, the only difference is like we didn't have the interconnectivity that we have now, like
yeah,
logistically, airplanes. Like we're all just
exactly.
like creating content, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And like
yeah. We didn't travel as easily as 100 years ago was, right? So we can spread it much more at a vast rate.
yeah, totally, totally. Whereas like before it was like limited to like specific areas and it killed like 1% of the world, but like this could kill off like half the well, I mean, this virus thankfully is like not as bad as like other ones. You know, this could be way worse if this was like I don't know, like a freaking like the death rate's like what 2% or something.
Currently is 3.4.
3.4. Okay, but at the same time, that's like of the people that are being tested and treated. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like we don't actually know how many people because there's not enough testing kits. Like who? who actually has it and who doesn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like
So
some
I just
comfort.
looked at did you see the numbers for Spanish flu?
No,
Did
I
they?
didn't look at that at all. Why?
So it infected 500 million people,
Oh wow,
and,
that's a lot of people.
and it killed 50 million people.
Wow, that is pretty intense.
So that was the Spanish flu.
Okay, so well, this is not that bad then, relative.
uh, Relative, yes, yes. As of at this rate, it is. But again, from what I've heard, I don't know if this is just the starting of it, right? So
True, yeah, that's true as well.
if I think the reason they're taking these drastic actions, and especially I think Canada pretty jumped in it pretty quickly with their drastic actions and stopping flights and um,
Yeah,
and doing this 2 week stuff is to dampen the curve, right?
right.
Um, or the spike of the number of cases. So hopefully we'll see. We'll only know this by the end of the 14 days to see how where the numbers at, if it's been decreasing or not.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, we'll see. It's pretty intense.
Yeah, yeah.
How are you feeling about like the whole quarantine thing?
No, I'm fine with that. I mean, at least luckily I'm getting paid, so I don't really have nothing to worry about. Just have to find ways to keep my time occupied, either watching. I just saw the hashtag recently, quarantine and chill, like the Netflix and chill.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's kind of what I'm doing.
Have you
And
been have you been like going on walks or anything?
no, I have not stepped outside the house.
Oh wow, okay, true. That's super. Like, I think I go crazy. I find like even in the apartment, it's very difficult because it's so small. Like where do you
Yeah,
go? So like we've been going on like walks every day and stuff. Well, plus we have to walk like Athena too. So like,
right. Yeah.
yeah, but like,
No, I mean, I guess I'm more of like an inside type person, so it's not something.
yes,
Well, I mean,
it's not like
house too.
so. It's not so ridiculous. Like it's not
Yeah,
so far reaching from your usual. So it's like,
root.
yeah. So it's like, okay, I just have to stay. But do you feel that like it feels like almost like a sick day? I was feeling that from like last week, working from home and stuff. I was like, oh, it almost feels like I'm sick. You know,
What do you mean by that?
like
Feeling?
it. No, not feeling, but like sick in terms of like, okay, you have to stay home. Okay, because remember when I got back from Egypt and I was like sick for those couple days, and I was like, okay, I'm
Yeah,
just gonna stay home and work from
right,
home.
right.
It was that same feeling. It's like, okay, I'm just working remote, and like I just can't really leave my house too often,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
No, I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, it's just because I'm straight coming from like a vacation, so it's not like I'm not doing any work either. So
True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I
it's my
almost wish like not I don't like knock on wood, I don't want to get like laid off because of this, but like
yeah.
it's like it's pretty chill for the people that well, I guess EI hasn't kicked in yet, but like your situation where it's like you're getting quarantined so you're just getting paid to stay home, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like you just like vacation for another 2 weeks. So like your vacation is basically 4 weeks now.
Almost 5, I would say.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
No, it'll be 5 at the end. Yeah, by the end of it. Yeah. But yeah, you can do that right away. Like if people don't have a job or like not or got laid off, you can apply for it right away
Oh
for
really? Yeah.
EI.
Oh, but no, no,
Yeah,
no. But the website's been down and stuff because it's being overly inundated. Or I guess they're making changes
well,
as well.
probably in the last couple of days because of other measures. I
Everyone,
think.
yeah. Oh, no, but
Yeah,
everyone getting like applying
but
for
there
it and
was
stuff.
I read about it prior to coming here, just in case I needed to do that. So it was fine. Like at the beginning of the week, I guess.
But how much does EI cover?
I think it depends on your salary. It depends on your salary, though.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's not much, but it's like I think it's. I'm not sure if it's different, but I think it's 50%, 55% of your salary.
Oh, that's like nothing though.
It's not enough, but I think then they have other measures if you also need money. That's why they're doing these other stimulus packages.
Right. Damn, that's crazy. I feel really bad for the people that are like we're like obviously like in doing this, like we're having a podcast and like um, we're still getting paid. It's like we're in a very privileged state to be talking about this. But I wonder
Yeah.
like what it would be like if we, you know, we got laid off and like we're running out of our savings, you know, because they keep talking about that. I'm watching like the news and like he makes it sound so bad, and I'm like that position would really suck.
Well, it is. That's why they're having these press conferences almost every day and talking about what is the step next, what is the step next, and where are we heading? Because they do know what's happening, and I think they have these unemployment numbers. They are seeing those, and that's where they need to kind of act fast on where they need to spend the money or put in the stimulus packages and stuff like that.
Totally, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like I remember, like when we were kids, and then 9/11 happened, and then we were like, "Oh man, the world will never be the same again." But that was like isolated to North America, right?
Yeah.
But this is so global that it'll be interesting to see where the chips fall at the end of this. You know?
Yeah, I think there will be a lot of things to learn from what happens here and what steps that they need to take forward if anything like this ever happens again.
Totally,
But these are
totally.
all. But there's always something new that happens that we never were ready for, and then we can be ready for that again. But we never know if it's going to be the same thing, right?
Right, right. I agree, I agree. You know, it's funny. Like just a sidetrack. I'm watching this Joe Rogan, Duncan Trussell podcast right now, and they're
Yeah.
saying that like, well, Duncan Trussell was saying that if it's the apocalypse, like the end of the world, people will still be having like podcasts and conversations because like that's the last thing we can do. You know, like what we're doing right now is like it's the last thing before the end. You know, not saying this is the end,
Yeah.
but like you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think it's the end. It doesn't.
No, no, 100% no.
I mean, China has already rebounded.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. So, the person who edits my articles for Shut Up and Yoga, so I didn't
Yeah.
know she was in Shanghai. So then I was like, oh,
Hmm.
here's the new article for next month. And then she's like, oh, cool. And then I was like, oh, stay safe, right? And she's like, oh yeah, things are getting better here in Shanghai. Like, our 2 month quarantine is up, so now businesses are starting to open. And I was like,
Yeah.
I had no idea you were in Shanghai. Like, what the hell? You know? But like, it's good to hear that on the other side of the world, they're coming out of it now. You know? But when she said 2 months, I was like, oh man, could we be facing a 2 month pause? You know?
I mean that is why we have, I think, acted a bit more sooner to prevent the 2 months, but I don't know if we have done it soon enough.
Right,
That is
right.
something to see, but it will impact almost everything.
Yeah, everything we do. I think it'll also impact like what I'm really interested to see from like an economics perspective is like how will this impact our decision making in the future for purchases? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So like right now, all the big stores they close, like Nordstrom's closed, and like all this. Like even though the malls are open, like certain stores have closed, and like those are the luxurious shopping stores. So it's
Yeah.
like how how will we bounce back? Because I so like let's say this is done in 2 months, but you've incurred so much debt, right?
Hmm.
Because of that debt, you're like, okay, I don't want to spend any money for the next year. I'm just gonna like save and like pay off my debt, right? So if nobody's
Yeah.
buying things, it's like, what does that mean for those big, like those like affluent purchase companies? You know what I mean?
I think that's probably what happens. Maybe people will tend to save a bit more this
Hmm.
year. Maybe
Yeah.
I think then people start to forget and then start spending on the stuff that they want to
No, no.
spend
So
on. Right?
I agree, but like in the interim, while people are paying
Yeah.
it off, can those big companies survive?
Uh, I think they will have a big impact this year.
Yeah, I know
I
it'll be
don't
really
think they.
interesting.
I don't know. Yeah.
And what's also interesting to think about too is like all of the sales. Like every day, I'm getting inundated with like emails about like you can save on this, you can save on this, and it's like you're just trying to pull the last bit of money out of me before like shit hits the fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna try to get people to buy something that they want, and if people think that it will get better, then people will buy it, right? If people think that this thing will just will become back to normal, and it's just a cheap time to buy things, people will buy it,
Yeah, totally. I think it's
right?
also like your situation. Like if you still have your
That-
job, then like
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this is sweet. Like for example, like I'm taking it. Well, I'm slowing it down, but like I took advantage of the sale that they had at Coach, right? Because it's like, oh, this is like 50% off plus 30%. Like, what's going on? This is so cheap, right? But like, but then like it's only because I'm in a privileged state to do that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's just interesting to like to think
Like,
about
I
that.
haven't seen the sales myself, actually, personally, but
But you don't subscribe to emails,
yeah, I don't.
right? So like I do, and like I see them all the time.
Right.
Like but they like mask it. Like I mean, they're doing like some great work, but like I don't know how much of it is marketing and how much of it is affluence. You know? Oh no, sorry, not affluence. Altruism. You know, because like
Mm-hmm.
so some of them like
Right.
okay, like so for example, like Blaze Pizza, they're like, oh, we're not gonna charge you delivery fees in this hard time, and
Yeah.
I'm like, is it because they're taking the hit? So they're like, okay, we just want to get some money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's about that. It's exactly about that. They need to get some money in, but
So they're like trying to give you like some sort of incentive to spend the money, you know?
I've seen some videos like I don't know. Can you even go inside the store?
Wait,
Or
Blaze Pizza?
yeah,
I don't know. I haven't checked it. I haven't walked by.
because I've seen some videos from China where it's like the way you do it now. It's like you would order from outside of the restaurant, and then they would bring it outside to you,
Oh no
and
way.
like yeah, yeah.
Do you
So it's
remember?
like
Do you remember in quarantine where like they had those wristbands and you had to like scan in to go inside?
uh, I don't remember. No,
So
but yeah,
he was in the mall. So basically, he was in the mall, and then in order to enter the store, he had to scan his wrist.
yeah. Mm-hmm,
So I
mm-hmm.
was like, oh, is that how they're going to manage? Because like they were saying like, should we introduce a limit to grocery stores so like only a certain number can go in at a certain time? You know,
Yeah, yeah.
and
I think
it might be like one of those too.
they're already doing something like that, limiting to how many people can go in at once. And I think they're limited. And they're even like I know like Shoppers Drug Mart here was doing like a certain time for seniors to go in.
Yeah. That I think that just came out today actually. That
Okay.
like you can like it's like 7 a.m. or something like that. The seniors and people with disabilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have a separate time, and then other people can come in. And I think they're reducing hours
Oh really?
uh,
Oh, that's good.
of how long they're open for. So
Did you see that thing where it's like the people that we thought of as like low, you
yeah,
know, are now the people that are at the top. Like they're the people we're counting on. So like all these people that are like, you know, um, like line cooks or whatever, people that work at like McDonald's, and we're like, oh, you should work at McDonald's, blah blah. Blah. But then like at the same time, now we're like, stay open, please. You know, we need to purchase from you.
yeah, like stockers in grocery stores are like these are the jobs that kind of are more important now than Wall Street.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and like it's funny too because um like they no not funny I guess but like it's it's sad or ironic. No, I don't know how to explain this, but like in getting them to stay open and work, we're putting
Hmm.
them in harm's way. You know, because like certain people are like, getting like sick because they're working. You know.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's ways to do it where you can prevent them from getting sick. It's just,
No, but I mean in terms of like having to get there. So like these people, they might not have a car, so they're taking like TTC, and like
right.
by taking TTC, they're getting sick. You know.
Yeah, I mean, some things still need to go on, but
Yeah,
that's
true.
why you can't really shut everything down.
No, you can't. Yeah.
It's not possible because some things are much more important. I mean, getting food is more important.
Yeah, so that's what I meant about like changing our decision making for shopping because like later on we might just be like, you know what, I don't actually need that affluent purchase. Like, let me just buy like this.
Maybe
You know what I mean?
might have an impact on people's psyche.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, totally.
Generally, I think so as of now. Yeah, with this kind of thing. And I think it would more depend upon how long this lasts.
Yeah,
If it
true,
doesn't
true, true.
last very long, I think it won't make a lot of people change their minds. But I think if it is a bigger time span, then yes,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
will. Yeah.
yeah. Really fascinating in that regard. Have
Mm-hmm.
I'm also impressed by the way we've like collectively band together as like a society. I think that's really cool. You know, because like now we're like just the way we responded. You know,
Mm-hmm.
to this
Yeah.
crisis and like being like, okay, we're gonna get you guys money. We're gonna talk to the rent owners and like, you know, etc. We're gonna stay open for you and like, you know, it's
Yeah.
like we're showing the true spirit of humanity from this perspective, you know?
Mhm.
Because I wrote before that article about like, I don't think world peace is achievable because there's too many people that are,
Right.
you know, too many perspectives. But like, this
Mm-hmm.
is kind of showing like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So all of us are working together against a common enemy. You know, we're putting our differences aside. It's almost like as if an alien had come down from space.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly that. I think it's when you have a common enemy, um, you do want to tend to work together to get rid of that enemy.
Yeah, totally, totally. What about?
That, and we can come back to the way things are.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then we could fight again, you know. But like,
Yeah.
but again, after that, like, it's like maybe this will restructure our like trade systems. Maybe we're like, oh, maybe we can make it more open. Maybe we should work collaboratively as like a one world government kind of thing.
It could be. Again, I think it depends on how long of an impact this has.
True. Yeah.
I think if things do tend to get back to normal relatively quickly, I don't know if we have learned the lesson. Um,
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
so I think it depends on the duration of this virus.
It also depends on like certain people because like the Miami people who are like, oh, spring break, like we're still gonna stay open. It's just like, oh man, I don't know how that's gonna like go over the
Right.
ramifications of your decisions later on, you know. So like you'll still
Mm-hmm.
have those people that don't care, you know. But like on the whole, it seems like
I,
most
yeah,
people do
exactly. I
care.
think the general public do care, and uh, in some ways, I think the general public will like we know what's the best thing to do. So there will of course be the odd ones out, but those are
Which makes it like really optimistic from that perspective because you're like we there is some humanity in us when push comes to shove, you know, even though there's
yeah,
like some outliers, you know, like those
yeah,
people.
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, because I mean everyone's got families, so you kind of like think of your own family when you see other people having issues, right? So it was always in us, I guess. It's just sometimes it needs these sort of things to kind of bring it out.
Yeah,
To
totally. Yeah, I agree. And then like just the young ones who are like on spirit, you almost can't like blame them because it's like they're just ignorant, you know.
yeah, of course, yeah.
So it's like okay, I get where you're coming from. Like you think that you're not going to be affected by it until you are affected by it. It's like oh,
Hmm.
that's not good, you know.
I think I maybe the original numbers showing that it was the older people that were getting impacted. I think that's probably why.
Right?
But I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah,
the
totally.
numbers are showing now are not necessarily that. So
Yeah, it's like younger people too are also getting it.
yes, yeah. I mean, especially those numbers are coming especially from Italy. So.
Really? Eh? Oh, I didn't know that.
Hmm. But the thing you have to understand what happens in Italy. I assumed this, then I had to kind of look it up and see like what the numbers are. But like a lot of people there, especially in around Europe, a lot of people there smoke. So
It's totally.
that's
There's
maybe
so
why.
many. Yeah, I totally agree with you on this one. So there's so many factors that go into like why this virus is like it's also like what about their healthcare system, you know, and like so like the young people that are getting it here, you know, they have like
Yeah.
prior conditions, you know, like asthma or something.
Hmm.
It's not like because like on that Joe Rogan podcast, they're saying like the best thing you can do is like really work to be healthy because that'll boost your immune system to fight this thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know, do you see that video? It just came out recently about the guy who came back from was it Miami? I don't remember, but he came back from like a party thing. The young person that got it.
No, I didn't see this one.
Oh man, it was so like I was like, it's totally cool to like put this on, but like I feel like the PR team called in sick, you know, when this was coming out or something, because like they're like they showed like clips of the party that he went to, and it was just like a bunch of half naked dudes in like leather, and I was like, why would you put that on the news? You know, it's kind of weird, like
Hmm.
quality control or something, you know,
Yeah.
like you're making that guy look like odd, you know,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
But I guess
It's an.
it goes both
Mhm.
ways, like because I was asked like, oh, if it was like a girl, would that matter? Like if it was like not a bunch of dudes, you know? And I was like, no, it would still be odd to put that on TV, either or, like you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
like just like laser shows and like half naked people. It's kind of weird to put on, you know, even though we do it already, but it's just like this is more of like it was his Snapchat story or something that they showed.
Oh, I see. I see.
It wasn't like footage from the event. It was like he supplied the footage, and it's
Right.
like you cleared this. Like what?
Did they put it on the news or
Yeah,
like
it was
they
on
put?
C. It was like on CTV or CBC. I don't know, one of those Canadian things.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty whack. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess so. I don't know. I have to see it myself.
What does this mean for like online communities now? You know,
Well,
like
I mean, this. Uh, you mean like Twitch? You mean like?
yeah, yeah, like streaming is huge. Um, like Netflix is going to get a huge revenue boost. Same with like all the other online channels, like Crave,
I believe
Disney
it did. Yeah,
Plus.
I believe they have, and I also think that Netflix is also donating a lot of money because of that too.
Oh, really? Eh? Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
I
to help
saw
with the real. So.
I saw
Hmm.
Google also set up like a Google fund to like help support. You know?
Right. Yeah. Well, that's wait them supporting or you supporting?
No, no, no. Google's setting up a Google support fund where they're gonna like put their money towards like relief,
Okay. Yeah.
like
Yeah. I
the
mean,
company itself.
a lot of companies because they see it now because it's impacting them. So like even Apple, like all their stores are closed, and they are even though they just released a new iPad product
I
just
saw that. I was like, what a
like this week.
terrible time to release that.
No, I think it makes sense because it was already in line, and they had to bring it out now. They can't bring it out
Oh, they had
later
to like
on.
right, because the stores will be closed. So it's like we don't know how long the stores are gonna be closed for. Might as well just try and like get as many sales as we can.
No, it's not. It's just it's just like releasing an update to the iPad, right? It's just like you don't if you're gonna buy an iPad, you might as well buy the latest one, right?
Right, right. But they did that just as things were closing, though.
When it was already closed.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
shoot.
yeah, but you can just buy it online, right?
Oh,
They
oh.
have.
So that's another thing. Like online shopping is going to become like insanely huge, like Amazon and like
Yeah,
etc. You know, like we're
I think.
really.
Yeah.
I had
Hmm.
like I had this dream. Sorry, I keep saying dream. I had this like this idea when we were like younger. It was when we were playing StarCraft. I was like in the basement and we were all playing StarCraft, like in different houses. And I was like, oh man, what if one day we can't actually leave our houses without biosuits? Then everything would be online, you know? And like so many years later, now we're in that predicament, you know? It's like
Yeah, there is a boost to the online world, I
world,
guess.
right? Yeah.
Um, but there are still things that need to be done that are not online. That is also what we're trying to figure out how
To-
to do.
Totally, yeah, yeah. Yeah. But
Right.
I feel like those people that get those. So like, all right. So if you look at the way the world is, like, let's say this becomes the new normal. What it could potentially become is like straight UBI. Like everyone's getting UBI, universal basic income. In case you listen to this and you don't know what that means,
Hmm.
and then the jobs, the people that actually have to have jobs, they're probably gonna get such a huge premium for their like you know, what I mean, like we all have like standard UBI, and then the only rich people are the ones that actually have jobs. You know, because they have like hazard pay.
Right.
you know, like having to go outside. I don't know if people who still working like construction and stuff, because like construction is still going on right now, but like that could just be like hazard pay jobs, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but that's if the world was um like climate change type of world you're talking about.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I was thinking more of like climate change. I wasn't thinking like virus. Like that never hit my mind.
The virus is just social distancing. Just stay away from me for 6 feet, and I'll be fine.
Yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, it's funny because like, oh, so speaking of the social distancing thing, a lot of people are like, at least I'm confused because the messaging is different. So like, are we supposed to go outside? Like, are they promoting that?
No, they're not saying to go outside necessarily. Only go outside if you need to go outside.
Right,
But
if you need to, right? But like,
yeah,
so I've been hearing like, oh, you can go out and um, like it's like good to clear your mind by going outside. And I was like, is it? Like, is that what they're telling us to do? Like, I don't know, because like on certain,
I don't know who's saying that, but it depends. I mean, you should, if you are supposed to be in quarantine, you should stay inside.
right,
You should go out. If you're not having any symptoms, I don't see an issue with you going outside, but as long as you're keeping a distance from people.
right. Yeah, I see that point. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I'm
I think it's just about that keeping distance. Because people, I mean, you got to go outside to buy groceries, so you know like that. You just can't stop that. But wherever you can prevent, if you don't need to necessarily go out.
right. Yeah.
I think what they mean is more like restaurants, and I think generally now even restaurants are getting closed, right? So
I was actually thinking more about like going to parks and stuff, but like they shut
yeah,
down the parks, you know?
yeah, I think they've have they shut down the park?
Yeah. All Canadian parks are now closed.
Yeah, so yeah, you can only walk on the sidewalk, but like even with that, just yeah,
Keep your distance and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, distance.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what the long-term ramifications of this thing is. So like, all right, let's speak about UBI. So like Joe Rogan was talking about this on there. He's like, so, or you just watched the Trump update, so I don't know if he did an update about like how much people are getting, but they're saying like $2,000 a month for every person, and like if that is the case, you that's enough to just stay at home. You don't need to have a job. You know,
2,000. I don't think it's 2,000 a person, but it's in the household, so it depends on how many people are in the house. They could it's 1,000 a person, but I don't know if that's even passed yet.
oh, okay. Yeah,
Uh, it'll take a couple. It'll take a couple weeks, maybe or a week. I don't know how long it takes to get this all implemented, but it was something like that. It'll be for depends on how long this thing will be. It might be for just a couple months.
okay, yeah,
To in order to because people who aren't working, right? If
right,
they are,
right.
they won't be getting this kind of thing. It's more for the people who are in who don't have
A job.
who are in desperate need, yeah, who don't have a job and desperate need of the money to spend on food and or whatever else. Yeah.
But like think about this though, like if they can figure out UBI because of this, that would be pretty fascinating, you know? Like this could actually be like the starting point. Like I think what this whole thing has really shown us is that we don't need as much as we thought we need, and we can also collectively band together and think about like the good of humanity. So like at the end of this, if things go like in a good direction, you
Yeah.
know, we could see like UBI, we could see a bunch of like creators just like being online all the time, you know, and like stuff like that,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah. I mean, I hopefully we do learn from that, and that is a very interesting. I mean, it was. It's a very interesting idea. We have done tests for UBI, but like now here's the time we can actually implement it in
It's like you're
a
kind of
real.
forced for UBI at this point, you know.
Yeah, yeah, basically that. Yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder if they're gonna shut down like because they're saying that this all started because of wet markets, and so did like SARS and stuff. And like I
Hmm.
wonder if they're actually gonna end up like stopping those, you know?
That depends. That's all that happens in China, so they have to. I don't know if they will necessarily stop all that because this is not like. I mean, I think when it happened, they did stop a lot of them, but I don't know if they're going to start back up again
Right.
because it's China is now back to relatively normal, I guess.
Yeah.
So
That's an interesting thing. You know, it's pretty it's sad too because like in different countries, you know, because we were talking about like I was talking to my cousin and like he's in the Philippines and they're like, oh, they just got their first case in Iloilo, like which is like 2 hours away from where they live by
right,
driving, and it's
yeah.
like if if they get like a huge like they haven't had any cases except for this first case, and like if that spreads, then like they're
So
kind of screwed, you
the
know?
thing is, yeah, the thing is, was that case from travel? Was that I forgot what the word they used, but like local transmitted case,
Right, right,
like
totally. But like, if you don't have the equipment to deal with the situation, it's like, ooh,
yeah,
that's rough.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's another thing too. Yeah.
yeah. Actually, if anyone's listening to this as a promotion to this cause, my sister made me sign like this petition thing because like they were talking about cuts to the safety equipment. Like they didn't have enough, so all the nurses are like pushing for this petition to force the government to like pay for more equipment.
I think they're going to do that. I think whenever there is a shortage, especially now, they need to push.
Right, right, but it's like
For,
it. But they're kind of at this point where they're like, what can we cut? You know, like, do we really need all that safety equipment? And like
mm-hmm.
actually working there, like my sister and my mom, like they're like, no, we need to like tell the government that we need this equipment because they're running out. You know.
Well, yeah, I don't know what the procedure is here. I think whenever there is an equipment or less equipment, they need to um, push for that. I think there's so many things being involved in right now that with the government that they are wherever they need supplies, they're pushing the supplies.
Yeah,
Trying to,
I believe that they're doing the
but
best that they can.
I think the other thing is like we need to get the supplies too, right?
That's another thing. Yeah.
What's happening in the U.S. is now like these other so like Apple, they're because they have these industrial masks that they could also use in hospitals, so they are like donating like 2 million of them that they have
Oh,
to the
really?
hospital.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
so it's I think I don't know how our situation is here. What is our like how much does the federal have in stock and things like that, or the provincial ones?
Hmm.
But like in the U.S., it's same thing, something similar like that. So they're trying to get other companies to make masks or make respiratory equipment and whatever equipment that they need,
Right, right,
and
right.
in order to have enough.
Hmm.
And I think everywhere we do have a issue with not enough supply,
Shortage. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
shortage at
Actually,
the moment. So I like I pretty sure they would have something like that for here too. So
mm. Do you uh
mhm.
oh, I was gonna say uh the I lost my train of thought. Uh, money. Oh, I totally blanked out on what I was gonna ask you. Uh,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. You got something? It'll come back to me, and I'll just shout it out. But yeah.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's a very interesting scenario to see it all happen, especially like since I was gone. So when I was gone, there was not many cases here, and then in 3 weeks, it's like so much has changed.
You know what's funny? I was just going through my Instagram and like when I first started, like this was just
Mm.
a joke to me, right? So like my first post
Yeah,
was like, "Oh," and then I looked at the time and it was just 3 weeks ago. I was like, "What?"
yeah, everything changes
It
in
was.
very,
It's only been
very
3 weeks, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Like all my like because I have the highlights, right? And they're like saying like it started off with like somebody making a corona joke to me and I'm like, haha, that's funny. And then like, oh, like is it even that bad? Because like the UFC fighters were saying like, you know, just Google how many people are affected by the flu. So I was like, okay, totally. And then
So that's the thing, yeah, because I was hearing that too. It's like the flu, but it's they're generally looking at it with in a long term numbers. They can see that this thing will be bigger than the flu.
oh really? Eh?
Much, yeah, this is bigger than the flu.
Dang.
The number of we will see the number of deaths will be way higher than what
Right.
we would normally. with the flu. Yeah.
I just think it's funny to like watch that highlight and be like, oh, it started off
Yeah.
funny, and then now it's just serious because it's like, oh, we're quarantined, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's everywhere now.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's like super freaky. It's freaky to think about, but like, I trust that the proper things are in place. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like like with my travel thing, I in some ways like I don't like I get the fear
Mhm.
because most of the things have come into the country from travel,
Right.
but you also look at the number of people that are traveling and the number of people that brought it are very little compared to the
Right.
number
Right. Right.
into the country. That's why, like, when I was traveling, I didn't feel like around me everybody was wearing masks
Hmm.
and using hand sanitizer everywhere on the screens and cleaning up the screens and stuff.
Wow. Okay. True.
Like people are super like
Oh,
scared.
you know
And
who I? Oh yeah. Yeah. Finish. Yeah.
but the funny thing was like for me, it's like, well, I'll use the hand sanitizer to wash my hands before I eat anything or something. Like I I was I've generally always been very careful in touching things and what I
Right.
touch.
Right.
I've always been like that. Even like when I go on the bus or like the taking the transit, it's like I try not to touch the handles. I try not to. It's
Right.
like I.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You do that. That's funny because, like, if you watch Contagion, that's how it all started, right? They went to day one, and it was like he didn't wash his hands after he held the pig,
Yeah, exactly.
and it was
Yeah,
like, oh no, that's it. That's how we got screwed. You know, like
yeah.
such a
It's
simple
simple.
thing.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you remember what you were gonna say?
No, dang. It's like right at the tip. Like I feel like we're gonna end this, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, that's what
And
I
then
wanted to ask.
yeah, it was interesting to see like how even on the plane too. It's like beside me, people wearing masks, and there's some some other people who were wearing masks, but then they were like talking about the thing, and like one lady, it says like I think it's a little bit like more exaggerated than it is.
Oh, that's what she was saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
In the
fascinating.
like, I mean, yeah, we just have to do the normal things. I think we already, if you were paying attention, it's like masks don't do anything. Uh, it helps in the normal sense, but if you're like touching your eyes, because I saw
Right.
some of those
Yeah.
people,
Yeah. 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 Totally.
that's not doing anything. Your
Yeah.
mask won't do anything now.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally. Totally agree. Yeah. That part sucks. What do you make of the people that are like stuck abroad? You know, that sucks. Where you can't like there was
Yeah, like that's what
like
I'm saying. I think in Peru and some parts in South America, there's like some kids or some school things, or even in Europe too, because of the no flights. Yeah, it's difficult to find a way to come back. I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. I don't know. Like they really have to talk to the government in that case,
Yeah,
right?
it's totally unprecedented. And the costs were like $5,000 for a ticket, you know, like to get back. And
Yeah.
I know this person that's like traveling for a year, and like I've been messaging them like, oh, how's the, you know, like hope you're doing well with the whole COVID thing. And he's like, oh, it looks like I'm gonna have to come back, you know, cut my trip short. But like, how much is that gonna cost you to come back, you know?
Hmm. Hmm.
Like going at a pot because it's like 5,000 for one person, so it's like two people. That's $10,000. You're gonna come back and be in so much debt.
Right.
You
Right.
know? Do you see the thing about like the airlines are asking for bailouts?
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. But I mean, like they had to refund those people. It's like outstanding circumstance. Like you can't
Yeah. I mean,
not.
when I was checking, what is it called? Yeah, checking into my like flight coming back here. Like they were also, it was free of me to cancel my flight to another date if I wanted to.
Oh no way! Oh, that's great.
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to, but
No,
yeah.
no, yeah, totally. But I mean, like just the fact that it was free cancellation. They'd like refund. Would they refund you, or is it just like you just reschedule it?
Uh, I can't remember, but I think it was like it was more like a credit to use within the next 12 months, I guess.
Oh, that's lame. Oh,
Yeah.
what is your dad gonna do? Is he just like chilling?
Yeah, he's fine. Maybe by then it'll be all maybe settled. Who
What
knows?
when was he slated to come back?
In May.
Oh yeah, that's
In
like that's a while still. unless
Yeah,
this like
exactly.
pushes into September. I wonder like
But he doesn't have anything to worry about since he's retired anyway, so he
totally,
can.
so he's just chilling. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's such a scary thought to think that this could continue into like September. You know, what like would you even feel like safe um, going back to work? Like, so what I mean is like, well, actually, well, that's a great question. Like, first of all, would you even feel safe going back to work?
Yeah, I think in general it's still very low to get the to contract the virus. It's still very low as
Yeah,
long as
true.
you're abiding by the social distancing. I think you'll be fine.
But would you feel comfortable taking like public transit?
Yeah, I mean I'll be doing the same thing, which is not touch anything.
Yeah, true. I
And,
guess.
and maybe it'll be just more of that, more of my washing hands, more you know using the hand sanitizer, things like that to try to.
Or somebody's like coughing. You know, it's like
Yeah, it's like yo, just yeah, you should not be here. There will probably be more things like that. People will be watching for those sort of things, and I think if you have anything like that, you should not be working, or you should stay home for that.
yeah, true. I see your point. I personally think like if it's not fully solved, I don't know if I want to use transit to get to work. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like that's
I
kind of
mean, I think
freaky.
it is like a huge. What is it like 60% down on TTC? I believe, which makes sense.
Like, what do you mean, like people riding it or what?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
a
okay.
huge reduction in people using it. So,
So like if this extends until September, it's like what does this mean? You know, like crazy.
well, it means I don't know what that means. I mean, hopefully we're more closer to getting a vaccine by then. I don't know.
I hope though it's like the contagion one where it's like it's through your nasal passage, not through an injection.
Oh,
Because
right.
I hate needles, so I think I'd just be like, you know what? I'll take my chances. You know, that's gonna hurt, bro. Not into that. Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
but
I don't know. I
I
don't.
hear if you get it once, like you're fine. You know, because then you're protected. You're like you've created the antibodies necessary to like continually
Yeah.
protect
So
yourself.
that's the. So they all. I remember someone talking about that too. It's more like not necessarily unless if
Virus
the
mutates.
mutates,
Yeah.
then you're not ready, right? Then you're not prepared for the mutated one. So
You know what's the scariest part about this whole thing? That you can be asymptomatic. You know,
yeah, that's another.
that's so mind blowing to me because it's
That's
like you
the.
could be a
I think that's
carrier.
the most. Yeah, that is the most scary part because there was someone I saw that on someone that came from one of the cruises,
Yeah.
and he continuously tested positive for corona for almost a month, but he had no symptoms. And this guy was like about a
Oh my god.
70-year-old person too. No any nothing kind of no symptom, nothing, but he kept testing positive. So they had to put him in quarantine still for like over a
Wow.
month. So
Wow.
there I don't know how many of those cases are there even out there right now. That's the other thing. That's what's more scary about
They showed that too in like Contagion. Remember that guy? Well, he wasn't asymptomatic. He just was immune to the virus.
it.
But
Yeah.
like that's that's so crazy to think that like it's almost like God, if there is a God, it's like choosing, you know, like okay, let's eliminate some people. You know, like Thanos.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? It's kind of freaky from that perspective.
Mhm.
I really really optimistic that things are going to change for the positive when we come out of this. But what I mean by that is like I feel like UBI is going to kick in. I feel like creators are going to get um, like a bigger role in society. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I
this
think it's
could just be the
because
stepping
I still think
stone,
the number of creators is still very low around the whole world, right?
or like digital, like digital nomads. You know, like I was saying to my cousin that it's funny. Like right now, it feels like when I was freelancing, because I'm just working off my computer, you know, and getting like
Yeah,
checks,
yeah.
you know.
But
So
I
it's
don't.
like
Still, the number of people that are like that are very like not that high, right?
no, totally.
It,
But that's what I'm saying. I think like at the end of this, it might shift towards that direction. It's like what can we do remotely?
Yeah, again, it depends on the work, right? Not all. I not. I don't know. I can't say most or not, but like, not all work is remote.
No, totally, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. But
so, like that.
like people working in stores and like construction, but like that's what I meant about hazard pay. I think it might shift in that direction, you know.
Yeah, again, it depends on how long this thing is there for.
Yeah, it's actually that's very true. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's really like how long will it last enough to cement itself into our psyche where we're kind of just like
Yeah, because right
acting
now,
now.
like, if you look at China, it's already starting to come back up, right? Or they're restarting all their factories and things like
Oh,
that.
that's a fascinating thing you're saying that like the world is like the climate stuff kind of reset a bit.
Yeah, I mean, now you can, like, now with them restarting, as you can see the influx of the nitrogen or whatever it is into the air. It's
Mm.
starting to build up again.
But isn't that weird that like through this time of pausing, the Earth was able to like heal itself a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It is very interesting to see. Yeah.
It's also weird. I've been hearing this on the podcast that like um, because of like humans, like without humans on Earth, the world would be like a flourishing place. You know, there'd be vegetation everywhere, animals running around. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's really just us who've like taken over the majority of the land and like are sucking the energy out of it and like and then the earth is like kind of like revolting, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but they are the ones who made us, so
The earth, yeah, totally, totally, yeah,
yeah. So in a way, maybe it's all part of the whole cycle.
yeah,
If it
yeah, I
wasn't,
agree.
if it not us, maybe another creature, whoever evolved into us.
Yeah, 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 that's true. That's true if you think about it like that too.
Yeah.
You know what sucks? Like the people that have their like weddings scheduled.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that'll be. Yeah,
You're just like, damn, bro,
it's
sucks.
scrap. I think tourism is scrapped this year. A lot of things are going to be scrapped this year. Like, it's just, even if we do get out of this, it's like, I think this year it's a whole. Especially tourism. Tourism has taken the big. They will take the biggest hit this year.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But again, that's what I mean. It's like at the end of this, what is our economic landscape going to look like?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see. I think it's in the next. Let's see what happens in the week, like week after this. What are the numbers are at?
totally.
Have we had an impact in doing this 14-day quarantine or not? And or do we need to extend it?
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
the other thing.
Actually, you know what? I kind of remember one of the things I was going to say is like, oh man, I lost it again. Damn. Um, you know what that is? That's brain fog from being inside all day. I'm just like staring at screens and like,
Mm-hmm.
um, oh man, what was I going to say? The Oh yeah, I remember now. So like prior to this, we were already talking about entering into a recession, right?
Yeah.
And then now it's kind of like with this thing, it kind of like kickstarted it, you know. So now it's like we are already headed towards a recession, and then now with this, who's going to front the bill at the end of this, you know?
Right. But I think it's not just us, right? It's like everywhere going to be hitting into a recession.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Um.
Yeah, yeah, totally. So it's like this was kind of like the inaugural like welcome to the new time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like, where we have to see how this all goes, because it's not just us, right? It's basically every country is being involved in this now.
Right.
So
Yeah.
do
It's
we all
true.
just pause for a couple months and then restart it all up again, or?
But I don't know if it'll. I don't think it works like that. You know.
No, no. I'm just saying
No, no.
that
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like,
we're making things up as we go right
yeah,
now.
totally.
Where
Yeah,
we make money, we're just making the money up,
yeah, totally,
right?
totally. So that's what the crazy part is because it's like how will this kickstart when it starts up again? You know,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
right now it's like a novel time. We're like making it up as we go along, but it's like can we revert back to like, because you were saying like, can you just pause and then restart? But it's like, can
But if
that
we're
work that
yeah,
way?
but if we're making up the rules, technically yes. But we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. It would be an interesting time. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's an interesting to see what happens where it goes next. Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I didn't expect to be in a 14. If I was here last week, I wouldn't have probably been in a 14-day quarantine.
Yeah, totally. Because they would have been like, oh, you just like the whole like 14-day
Like
thing just started when
as I
things were
came back.
picking up. Yeah, yeah, like literally when you
Exactly.
came back.
Yeah.
That's when they implemented it. So that's why it's like weird timing. But yeah. Okay, so are you just gaming now? Like
Basically, that Netflix, Disney Plus, Prime, whatever. Whoever's got entertainment, that's what I'm looking for.
I've seen like these lines for EB games. Like there's all these sales for
Yeah.
EB games now, and like, but it's like, dude, you just buy that stuff online. Like you just digital download it. You don't need to go physically to the store and buy it.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why people are doing that.
Oh, and
You
then they're
can
like, GameSpot has to stay open because it's an essential service during.
send service. Yeah.
Yeah, but it makes sense, you know. It's like people want to
It makes
game, want to entertain
it make,
themselves.
but you gotta as long as again, I don't know if there's social distancing happening in those lines.
No, they're not. They showed like the lines, and then people were
Yeah,
pissed. Yeah,
exactly. And yeah, so as long as you're doing it in a way that's protecting people, I don't know.
yeah, yeah. What brings us to our knees is all the gamers who continuously show up to the stores.
I
You know,
don't know why people are going to the store though. Like, yeah, you just
digital
order,
download.
order on Amazon, or even if you want to get a physical one, just order.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Yeah, just don't go to the store. I would not go to the store.
yeah, yeah, totally. I would not either. Well, I mean, unless you need to buy like groceries or something, like something super essential. But
No,
to
but that is a necessary thing that you can only do by going to the store. But I'm saying like anything that you don't need to go to the store, I would not go to.
yeah, I agree. Yeah. All right. Um, this is a good one. I guess we'll check in. We'll just check in. You got any final thoughts?
No, I mean let's see how this turned out. We're trying this for the first time, so
Yeah, no, yeah, that's true too. That's true too. So hopefully it's not too bad, and hopefully we can get back to regular style streaming soon. Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah. So pick up some. Actually, you know what? Don't even pick up things. Just be safe out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Till next time. Take it easy.